In the sweltering summer of 1876, under a merciless Kentucky sun, 41 tobacco workers vanished from the Beaumont Plantation in Bourbon County, leaving behind only whispers of dread and a mystery that would haunt the region for nearly 150 years. No bodies were found. No ransom notes surfaced. The local sheriff's investigation fizzled out after 3 days, silenced by a shadowy order from the county magistrate. For generations, families spoke in hushed tones of that cursed July night, when an entire workforce disappeared from one of Kentucky's most prosperous estates. Official records claimed they fled north, abandoning their contracts. But recently unearthed letters, hidden for decades in the walls of Beaumont Manor, reveal a far darker truth, a chilling conspiracy that would unravel everything historians thought they knew about post-Civil War Kentucky. The Beaumont Plantation sprawled across 3,000 acres of Kentucky's lush bluegrass, where limestone-rich soil birthed tobacco crops that gleamed like gold. Founded in 1798 by French immigrant Claude Beaumont, the estate had survived revolution, war, and the seismic shifts of emancipation. By 1876, Claude's grandson, Jeremiah Beaumont, steered the plantation with cunning and ambition, adapting to a post-slavery South by hiring a diverse workforce of freed black workers, Irish immigrants, and poor white families. His 41 workers, men, women, and teenagers, were the heart of a thriving operation. Among them were Samuel Rutledge, a trusted black field supervisor, Patrick O'Sullivan, an Irishman whose hopeful letters to his sister in Boston masked growing unease, Martha Caldwell, a widowed mother of 3, and Thomas Vance, a young man chasing dreams beyond the mountains of eastern Kentucky. 2 outsiders. Beaumont was a beacon of progress. Neat cabins, a general store, a schoolhouse, and a chapel painted a picture of opportunity. But beneath this facade, a storm brewed. The year 1876 marked America's centennial, a time of celebration tainted by the failures of Reconstruction. In Kentucky, white supremacist groups like the Ku Klux Klan terrorized integrated communities, and Beaumont's diverse workforce drew dangerous attention. Local editor Harrison Crow penned venomous editorials, branding the plantation's integration unnatural. Neighboring landowners, envious of Jeremiah's success, whispered threats in the night. Hooded riders were spotted on the roads, their presence a silent warning. July 23, 1876. Dawned heavy with humidity and the scent of ripe tobacco. Workers rose before sunrise, their tools glinting in the pale light as mockingbirds sang from ancient oaks. Samuel Rutledge assigned 28 workers to the eastern fields, where tobacco plants stood tall, and 13 to the curing barns, where leaves were dried with care. Jeremiah rode through the fields, his face alight with pride over a crop that promised wealth for all. "This harvest will make us," he told Samuel, inspecting the lush leaves. By noon, the heat soared past 90 degrees Fahrenheit, and workers gathered under sprawling oaks for cornbread and buttermilk, their laughter mingling with uneasy talk of strangers seen on the plantation roadsmen in dark suits, silent and watchful. As the sun sank, the plantation bell signaled the end of the day. All 41 workers collected their wages at the general store, a ritual that cemented their loyalty to Jeremiah. Thomas Vance noted every name in his journal at 6:30 p.m., the last record of their existence. Families retired to their cabins, sharing stories on porches as the evening cooled. But in the darkness between sunset and sunrise, something unspeakable unfolded. When the morning bell rang at 5:30 on July 24th, silence answered. The cabins stood, empty doors creaking, meals half-eaten, children's toys scattered like ghosts. The 41 souls who had toiled under the sun were gone, leaving only dread in their wake. Jeremiah, frantic, rode to Sheriff William Danvers in Paris, Kentucky. The grizzled Civil War veteran scoffed, insisting the workers had fled for better wages. But the evidence told a different story. Martha Caldwell's life savings, $40 in gold, sat untouched in a tin. Patrick O'Sullivan's letters lay strewn across his floor. Children's church clothes hung neatly on pegs. Danvers' 3-day search uncovered chilling clues, obscured horse tracks, overturned chairs in some cabins, and 3 acres of prime tobacco deliberately burned in the eastern fields. Then, on July 27th, County Magistrate Edmund Hartwell ordered the investigation closed, citing evidence of the workers' desertion. Sealed documents no one could see. Bourbon County reeled, but the truth was buried. The mystery might have faded into legend if not for Margaret Beaumont, Jeremiah's great-niece, who inherited the decaying manor in 1923. A Louisville schoolteacher with a passion for history, she uncovered letters hidden in the walls of Jeremiah's study. They revealed threats from the Kentucky Brotherhood, a cabal of powerful landowners and politicians enraged by Beaumont's integrated workforce. One letter, dated May 15, 1876, seethed, "Your social experiment threatens our society. Cease, or face consequences." Another, from June, warned of action to protect our way of life. Jeremiah's desperate pleas for protection to the governor and federal authorities had been ignored. Margaret's obsession grew as she found a coded ledger beneath Jeremiah's bedroom floorboards. Deciphered, it exposed the Brotherhood as a criminal empire, targeting integrated operations to preserve their grip on power. But her investigation drew danger. Her apartment was ransacked, her mail intercepted, and her hired investigator, Robert Hayes, died mysteriously after tracing workers' families. Undeterred, Margaret found Ezra O'Sullivan, nephew of the missing Patrick, whose final letter from July 20, 1876, hinted at peril. Something evil brews here. Men watch us at night. If I vanish, I did not leave willingly. The breakthrough came from Elias Rutledge, Samuel's grandson. In December 1924, his grandmother, Rebecca, had witnessed the aftermath. Absent on July 23, caring for her dying sister, she returned to find the plantation eerily silent. Hiding in the woods, she saw wagons hauling covered loads, led by Magistrate Hartwell, Judge Vandenberg, Mayor Preston, and Dr. Caldwell, men of power, stained with blood. Rough men burned letters and scattered lime to erase evidence, while others destroyed the eastern field's crops. Overhearing their talk, Rebecca learned the workers were buried there. Their deaths meant to crush Beaumont's example. Rebecca's secret records, maps, names, timeline survived, passed to Elias. Margaret, armed with this evidence, faced a conspiracy spanning decades. The Brotherhood, linked to regional terrorist networks, had planned the massacre to suppress integration. Fearing for her life, Margaret copied the evidence and sent it to trusted allies nationwide. She contacted Special Agent Franklin Morrison, whose federal investigation exposed the Brotherhood's vast web of murder and corruption. In 1926, grand juries indicted 47 conspirators. The 1927 trials shocked the nation, revealing the Brotherhood's meticulous records of murder as a business. Harrison Hartwell, Edmund's son, confessed to his father's role in orchestrating the massacre to deter integration. The workers' remains were found in the eastern fields, their graves marked by fertile soil. In a solemn ceremony, they were reburied in Paris, Kentucky, with a monument to their sacrifice. The Beaumont massacre trials dismantled the Brotherhood, sparking federal action against Southern terrorism. Margaret founded the Beaumont Memorial Foundation, preserving the victims' stories and supporting their descendants. The plantation became a memorial center, its fields a garden of remembrance. The story of the 41 workers endures as a testament to courage, exposing a dark chapter of American history and inspiring the fight for justice. What do you think? Was justice served? Or do the Brotherhood's crimes echo in today's struggles? How can we honor these 41 souls to build a fairer future? Share your thoughts below, and join us for more hidden histories that demand to be told.